Hello, powerful one. Welcome to this edition of Inner Growth to Sezwa Elimi. Hey, yesterday we had a discussion. I don't know how well it went with you, but I made it very clear that you are higher than dust. I made it very clear that if you are anything dust at all, you are the dust of the divine, not the dust of earthly life, not the dust of that which passes, not the dust of time, but the dust of eternity. And people have been coming to me, talking to me about how that video went, trying to defend the Bible position. I am not antagonizing the Bible position. I am simply saying that if you have to believe anything, be very certain that that thing you're believing does not reduce your human identity. Because the problem that is known in the world today as sin, which is the root of every suffering, is coming from faulty identity. When people identify with that which is lower than they are, they suffer. We are going to take a break. When we come back from the break, we will continue from there. I am Osezwa Anthony Elimi. You know me. I am in the game of helping you grow from inside out. That is the drill. A human being is far more important than the human being's feelings, than the human being's sentiments, than the sentiments that are inherited from ancestral lineage, from communal lineage. It is stronger, it is higher than all the beliefs that have been packaged and handed down the generations. It is more than institutional understandings of life. When you begin to accept that which has been packaged by institutions as answers to your life's quest, then you have ceased to be individual. I want you to know one thing. You were conceived and sent to this earth by the divine without any institution involved in the process. Humans created institutions when they got here. What is the origin of institutions? It is coming from idleness. When people are faced with the core challenges of life and they find it very difficult to cope with it because they cannot afford to silence their mind, they cannot afford to sidestep the restless demands of their five senses, what they do is to find external aid. They band together and begin to come up with all kinds of doctrines, all kinds of dogmas as a way of escape. Institutions are escapes from the goal of humanity, from the ideals of humanity. So if an institution of whatever kind is furnishing the data for your beliefs, then you have chosen to miss the parts. You should be the helper. You should be the aid to the institutions, not depending on the institutions to help you. I am a blessing to my world. I am a blessing to my family. I am a blessing to my race. I am a blessing to my gender. They don't define me because I am aside from them. Is that your picture? Is that your mental image? If that is it, fantastic, then we are friends. We can really be talking, we can have a lot to share. But if you are that person who will give up everything human, who will give up your own identity just to identify with a group, with an organization, with the orthodoxy, then we are still friends. Except that we do not agree in certain areas and we would like to discuss. This is why this channel is here. No institution has an answer to the goal of life. None. They are all existing because they could not satisfy the yearnings of souls. Many institutions came into existence as protest to other institutions. Go through your religious organizations and see how many sects, how many breakaway groups are there, how many mental groups are there. These are all expressions of dissatisfaction. Now, this dissatisfaction is somewhat a blessing because it shows to us that human beings are thinking, that human beings are auditing what is presented to them. It's okay, but don't let what one person audited as an answer to their problem become your own audited answers. Audit your own beliefs. Audit the things that are happening in your life. Now, let me explain this to you. We are tempted to stay back and relax with peripheral solutions to the things of life. If you're hungry, you find satisfaction. If you need a car, you find satisfaction by getting a car. If you need to satisfy your human biochemical urges, you get a mate. And then what after that? You need food, you need shelter, you need clothing, you need a mate, you need a family, you need a job, you need a career. You have answered all of those things. What next? This is what I want to let you know. You can satisfy all of these things by just focusing your attention exclusively on one, which is the demand of your soul. When you can satisfy that, every other effort in your life will be easier to solve because all those things will fall into place. But if you choose to satisfy those other things bit by bit, know that you are suspending the purpose of your being. And do not let death come knocking at the time you are not ready to face that purpose. A lot of us postpone it. A lot of us suspend our core purpose of being, saying that when I have succeeded in these areas, in these mundane sides of life, then I will face my spiritual thing. This is why in ancient India, they split life into 3 segments. The first 25 years is reserved for growing up. There are so many things involved there. For example, until you are 25 as a male, you are not supposed to let your sperm drop. And keep them to yourself so that you can grow properly, both mentally and physically, so you can have the capacity to withstand the onslaught of the environment. This is what they believe will be easier for you to withstand diseases and some other mental challenges. Ability to overcome the stress of the senses. You know, these 5 senses place a lot of stress on us. We can overcome them if we respect our body. You know, we just don't waste anything that is vital to us, our vital force. We keep it inside until you are 25. Then at 25, you become a householder by getting married and raising a family, building, nurturing a family, and then you grow. By 50, you've completed the second cycle, and then you now face what they call the Brahmacharya. You face the life of God quest until you die. Some of them go to the Himalayas when they are above 50, they give up, they renounce the world. But you see, that is not positive. It is not the right thing. The idea of letting your life fully develop from age 0 to 25 is fantastic. The idea of getting married after 25 is also very fantastic. But it is not comely for you to start looking for God, start facing the demands of your ideal life at 50, because you have wasted 50 years of your life chasing the mundane, training your mind to adapt and to quest for that which is transient. But you now at 50, you now start a process that you should have started from birth. So what we're saying on this channel is that at this very level of time, start chasing that which is vital, while at the same time you are going after the things that are mundane. Their understanding is that when you allow that which is vital to really penetrate into your core, the mundane things will be easier to solve. So we are saying, keep your mind quiet. That's what we are talking about. And to keep your mind quiet, you have to take out all the foxes that ruin the vine, those false beliefs that are in there, those reductive beliefs that you've taken. We call them negative programming. You have to audit them and take them out. You see, I can spend some time with you online. You don't have to meet me in person, and we can audit your system and find out where are those places where those negative beliefs are hiding. You can also have friends that you trust or you can audit with. I can give you a guideline to auditing, and then you can both audit one another and begin to trace out those things. But you must understand certain basic things. If you have watched my videos, if you have watched at least 20 of my videos, okay, you should be able to do auditing. You should be able to identify negative beliefs and its emotion, how the negative emotion flows, and how to handle them. I've given you so much information about that. You see, at this point in time, you should start taking the steps now to start working on yourself. Say, where are those negative beliefs lurking that I can take them out? I don't know how old you are today, but you see, now is the right time to start putting emphasis on that which matters the most, which is the soul quest. The soul quest can only be started when you can silence your mind. And I have said before that to silence your mind, you need a lot of meditation. All right? A lot of people are religious, but they are not meditative. A lot of people think that meditation begins when they sit down and close their eyes and start doing it. No, you can spend your whole day meditatively. That is by being selective of the feelings you encourage, by being selective of your responses to life, and by putting the remembrance of the divine, of the supreme, in your mind every step of the way. That is the true religion. That is what truly binds us to God. That is what connects us to life. You can't spend your whole day bitching. You can't spend your whole day nagging. You can't spend your whole day cursing, screaming at people, being nasty. And then you come back and say you want to now meditate. It won't work. Because your actions throughout the day will come together as a reward or punishment for you at the end of the day. God doesn't punish anybody. You are your punisher by your actions. It is a world of actions and reactions. This is why I said you can stem your karma by saying those actions, those thoughts, those feelings, those beliefs that are karmically charged, that are karmically determined, planted into you at the onset of your life, you can begin to say no to them as they rear up their ugly heads. As you keep doing that, you now invest your energy and your time on actions that are positive. You start giving blessings to sights and sounds and tastes and smells around you, so that you are reducing your aversions and you are toning down your likes, those things that make you go gaga, those things that turn you away from the realities of life, and you are going after the appearances, those things that are sensual by nature. Begin to tone them down. Nobody's saying cut off from them. Start gradually lead your mind towards a new life. One of the Persian mystics will say, to become spiritual is a very simple thing. Take your attention away from here and put it here. That's all. All we are saying, take your attention away from all those noises, all those things that gratify your senses, and put them in those things that benefit your soul. All right? Into introspection, into meditation, into affirmation. Talk to yourself all the time positively. Stay in the mirror. Look into the mirror and fall in love with the guy in the mirror. Say good things to the guy. Don't judge the guy. Don't condemn that guy. Love him, love her. Pour all your affections on that guy. Say beautiful things to that guy, to that lady in the mirror. All right? That is how to change the life that you have right now. Don't bother whether things have not started changing in the physical. They will change when you have hit the core mark. All you need is just consistency and be persistent on the goal, and you will achieve it. So let go of all negative stereotypes. It starts with a step. You may not know all of them at the beginning. Start with one that you are very used to now. Begin to say no to that thing by not saying no to it, or by going for the opposite of that thing. That's what we are saying. If a negative thought comes to you, what should you do? Ignore. Get affirmations that are directly opposite to that negative thought, which means you have taken attention away from that negative thought and you are giving it to something positive that you don't have obviously now. And by doing that, you are calling that thing into existence. Like your source, like your father, you are spirit that calls things that are not into being as though they were. You have that power. Use it. It's not the time to follow orthodoxy. It's not the time to follow tribe. It's not the time to follow religion. It's not the time to follow that which has been established by men long dead. Go after that which you are convinced of, not that which you are scared of. What more can a brother say but to say, God loves you, the universe loves you, life loves you. Connect to that love, and then you will find out that things begin to shift in your favor. God bless you.